All right, so we have question 2.2b. So for this question, we have a car. It's going in 4 separate trips or 4 separate chapters. And the reason why we have to break it up into separate chapters is because the speeds change. And every time your speed changes or there's an acceleration, you need to break it up into separate chapters. It makes the problem easier to work out. Now you'll notice here for the times I have alpha A, B, C, and D. And the reason why I want to do that is because when you go to do the homework, it has to be done. You don't want to round any of your intermediate steps, otherwise you get the answer wrong on Texas Quest. So here on the back, I showed you how I got each of my times. I've converted the minutes. That was 31 minutes divided by 60. That's the answer in hours. Now on my calculator, it actually said 0.516 repeating. It was a bunch of 6. And I left the number as is. And then I just stored it as alpha A. And then I did it for number 2, chapter 3. And then for chapter 4, we're all going to have different values. Like that was my class code for this question. So I took 10 divided by 60, got 0.16 repeating, and just stored the number as is as alpha D. All right, also, what's different about this problem that's not typical for the year is that these speeds were all in kilometers per hour, and that's what Texas Quest wants. Typically, most problems in this class, the answers are converted into meters per second, but for this one, it's going to be in kilometers per hour. For part A, we're trying to solve for the total distance, so what you have to do is figure out the distance for each individual chapter, and then add them all up. Chapter 4, there is no distance because the person was stopping to eat, like, I think it was lunch or get gas, something like that. So you see that there's no distance there. So to figure out each of these distances, I'll show you for the first one. I'll write down the work for the first one, and then for the next one, I'll just show it on the calculator. So I want to take 80.7 and multiply that by alpha A. And we get that. Now, we can write that number out, or you know what? It might actually be easier just to store this as alpha E. We got this alpha E. This will be alpha F. And this will be alpha G. And then we'll add them all up. So the next one will be 103 times alpha B. And I'll store that as alpha F. And then I'll take 47.6 times that by alpha C. And I'll store this as alpha G. So I want to take alpha E plus alpha F plus alpha G and that's our answer. I'm also going to store this now as alpha H. I know there's a lot of alpha numerical keys here, but it's really going to help you when you're doing the Texas Quest. So I roughly got an answer of like 101.8, and or we can start, as I said, I store this as alpha H, and that's going to help us in the next problem. For part B, it asks you to figure out the average velocity. And average velocity is equal to total distance over total time. Now this is where the alpha numeric keys become very helpful. So I can just take alpha H and divide it by the sum of alpha A plus B plus C plus D. You want to make sure that that you don't want to, as I said again, you don't want to round any intermediate steps. That's why the alpha keys are so important. So we got alpha H here. Here, let me just clear it out. We can do alpha H divided by alpha A plus alpha B plus alpha C plus alpha D. Now some of you might prefer to do this in 2 separate steps. I'm just showing you how to do it in the 1 step. So we get an answer of about 58, or roughly rounded up to 59. So 58.75.